Hello students, so let's start with the MCQs of chapter 11, the human eye and the colorful world. So the first MCQ that we are going to study is, at noon the sun appears white as light is least scattered or all the colors of the white light are scattered away. Blue color is scattered the most, red color is scattered the most. So if your concepts related to scattering are clear, and if you have watched the videos related to this topic, you must be knowing that at noon the sunlight has to travel less distance as compared to when sun rises or sun sets. So when sun rises or sun sets, sunlight has to travel larger distance, and during which the blue color of the light mostly gets scattered away. Okay, and so it appears red in color. But at noon the sunlight has to travel less distance, so light is least scattered, so we can see all the colors present in the sunlight, so it appears white only. Now the next MCQ is, dash ray is least deviated by a prism. Again here, if your concepts are clear, you will be quickly choosing the answer. We know that when we have a prism, when we draw the ray diagram showing dispersion of white light through a prism, then we see the spectrum on the right hand side with all 7 colors present in the spectrum and vibgyor with red color lying on the top. So lying on the top means red color is least deviated by a prism. Now look at the next MCQ, students. Dispersion power is dependent on dash of the prism. We know that we don't have this word dispersion power or any such physical quantity in our syllabus. So we do not know the definition of dispersion power. But anyway, if this question is asked to you, so then if you are supposed to choose any option, then from the 4 options, we know the best option will be material of the prism, because dispersion power will be related to refraction and refraction will be related to refractive index, and definitely refractive index is different for different materials. It depends upon the material of the prism. Okay, so we'll choose here material. Now the next MCQ is, splitting of light into its color components is known as, even without looking at the options we can guess the answer. Splitting of light into its color components is called as dispersion. So out of the 4 options given, dispersion B is the correct option. Now the next MCQ is, how many colors of light are in white light? We know that sunlight is called as white light and it consists of, broadly speaking, 7 colors. So C is the correct option. Next MCQ is, twinkling of stars is due to atmospheric. There are 4 options: dispersion of light by water droplets, refraction of light by different layers of varying refractive indices, scattering of light by dust particles, internal reflection of light by clouds. And we know the answer is B here. We have discussed it various times. The twinkling of stars is due to atmospheric refraction, that is, atmosphere can be considered to be made up of different layers having varying refractive indices, and whenever light from star enters into atmosphere, when it passes through the different layers, it always keep on traveling from optically rarer to optically denser medium and hence bending towards the normal. Okay, and also we know that because of this, the apparent position is different than the real position, and also we know that different layers, they have different refractive indices value, plus those values are not fixed, they are fluctuating because the physical conditions of the layers are also fluctuating. So hence the amount of light entering into our eyes coming from the starlight keeps on fluctuating, which results in twinkling effect. Now the next MCQ is, the clear sky appears blue because there are 4 options given. Even without looking at the options, we know that the sky appears blue because out of the 7 colors, blue color is mostly, compared to other colors, vibgyor. If you remember the orders of the color vibgyor, blue color and violet color, they are most scattered compared to other colors. They are most scattered by the atmospheric particles. But yes, the sky does not appear to be violet in color, although violet is most scattered color, then even blue. But remember, our eyes are more sensitive to blue color than violet color. So sky appears blue. So we can choose here out of the 4 options. We can see violet. C option seems to be correct. Violet and blue lights get scattered more than lights of all other colors by the atmosphere. Now the next MCQ is, angle of deviation will be maximum for dash color. We know that angle of deviation is angle between the incident ray and emergent ray. So the color which bends or deviates the most, will be having maximum angle of deviation. As violet color deviates the most, so angle of deviation will be maximum for violet color. Now the next MCQ is, when a ray of light enters a prism, it bends. Now here, although they have not mentioned the material of the prism, we'll assume that whenever it is not mentioned, so we will consider a glass prism present in air. And we know that glass is denser than air, so when a ray of light enters a prism, it is entering from air into glass, which is a denser medium. Glass is a denser medium compared to air, so it should bend towards the normal. So A is the correct option. Now the next MCQ is, the danger signals installed at the top of a tall buildings are red in color. These can be easily seen from a distance because among all colors, the red light, yes, you should be knowing the answer, that red color out of the spectrum colors, red color is least scattered by smoke or fog. So generally danger signals on road or anywhere in the surroundings, danger signals are always red in color because red color is scattered the least by smoke or fog. Now the next MCQ is, intensity of scattered light, which is represented by I here, varies with wavelength as I is directly proportional to lambda raised to n. Then value of n is, now you remember we have done Rayleigh's law of scattering before. Rayleigh's law of scattering states that amount of light scattered is inversely proportional to 4th power of its wavelength. And obviously amount of light scattered will be related with intensity. Okay, so intensity is inversely proportional to 4th power of its wavelength. It means n should be -4. So B is the correct option. As we can see here, it is given that I is proportional to lambda raised to n. So we can write I is proportional to 1 over lambda raised to -n. But amount of light scattered is inversely proportional to 4th power of its wavelength. It means lambda raised to n should be lambda raised to 4. So if -n has to be 4, then n should be -4. A very simple MCQ. The angle at which the ray gets deviated is known as angle of dash. Now, angle at which the ray gets deviated, we know that first we have incident ray and then the final ray is an emergent ray through the prism. So, the angle at which the ray gets deviated means angle between the incident ray and emergent ray, and that is known as angle of deviation. On passing through a prism, a ray of light bends. So, what we have studied in our classes, where the light ray once enters at one surface and leaves from the other surface. Okay, so on the basis of that, our answer should be twice. On passing through a prism, a ray of light bends twice. First towards the normal and then away from the normal. But in both the cases, remember it bends towards the base of the prism. Now the last MCQ for today is, the reason for advanced sunrise and delayed sunset is, okay, without looking at the options, we know the answer is, yes, atmospheric refraction of light. So atmospheric refraction is the correct option here. Remember students, again I would like to advise you that when you go through any reference book for the MCQs which are available in the market, if your concepts are clear, your concepts should be clear first, then you should go through the MCQs. Because in some of the MCQs, either the question is wrong or the answer is wrong. Okay, so you have to be thorough with your syllabus so that you can accept the answer, or you may just think that this answer may be right or wrong. You should be able to judge. Okay, goodbye students, see you in the next video. Thank you.